Welcome back to Astrovision, Spirituality, and Tarot. So, as you guys know, to my Sagittarius out there, we're in the final days of Sagittarius season. So, in dedication of you guys out there, I wanted to come and give you guys a video, and this is going to be about the 10 reasons why Sagittarius are better entertainers than Leo. Yes, I said it, because Leos, they're the sign of entertainment, but no one is going to perform to their best ability. There may be some other signs who can give Sag a run for their money, but I've got to give it to like the mutable signs in this department when it comes to entertainment. It's like the thought and the going with the flow really be there. So, starting with number one, Sagittarius, as we all know, they're ruled by Jupiter, which is the planet of expansion, allowing for a large stage presence. So these people can also have a wide range of vocal abilities, and they also, just have that gift of adaptability. They're ruled by the centaur as well. They represent the centaur, so they're going to show that animalistic side of them. And with them being ruled by Jupiter and them being a fire sign, they're just going to really expand that confidence. Number two, Sagittarius represents the world travelers, and a lot of Jupiter heavy energy can point to an international superstar. This can represent, an international business mogul, someone who is able to entertain or perform in front of large groups of people all over the world. Yes, Sagittarius represents the world travelers, and that Jupiter influence can really expand how far these individuals are willing to take their stage presence and take the performance on the stage. And it also can attract large crowds, and it can expand on the audience that are watching them perform. Some good examples of some international stars: Taylor Swift, Jay-Z, Jamie Foxx, Britney Spears, Nicki Minaj, Tina Turner, and you also got Bill Nye the Science Guy. So these are some good examples of international well-known superstars. Number three, Sagittarius, they also keep their inner child with them. This is a sign that represents having that inner child. Yes, Leo does represent children, so if you want to know about your first child or anything dealing with children and how you interact with them, pay attention to the 5th house, or just pay attention to the aspects being made to your 5th house in your chart. But nonetheless, Sagittarius represent their inner child. Similar to the opposite sign of them, Gemini, children just really tend to love Sagittarius. That's because they're very goofy, and Sagittarius act super childish. They just carry that part with them, so they're like a grown adult children. Sagittarius has that reputation of not being serious in those times of needing to be serious, so that's why they have the reputation of being kind of like a grown adult child. And Sagittarius can handle embarrassment well, and that's just due to them being so playful and being so goofy, not having to take themselves serious all the time. Number four, Sagittarius are intellectuals. They're a sign that really represents intellect very well, and they love to talk. They're conversationalists. They're very witty. They're also funny, and they never shy away from a moment to make their point and share some of the wisdom that they have. So a Sagittarius is a great person to have on a talk show or a radio show, just because they're going to keep the interviewer on their feet. Every question, they're always going to have a follow-up. They're just going to be the perfect guest to invite onto your show. They're going to always expand on what you're giving them and also contribute some of their knowledge as well for the audience to ooh and ah at. And they hate dead air. They like to keep going. That's why the fire signs and air signs mix well, because they need that constant stimulation to keep the crowds entertained and on their feet. A Leo would just expect for you to interview them the whole time. They would just look at you and smile, maybe flip their hair, laugh a little bit. Leos are very egocentric, where a Sagittarius can kind of tone that down a bit, because they're also ruled by Jupiter, which represents that moral compass. Number five is that Sagittarius is the most mutable out of the mutable signs, and they're more capable to adapt to change. They have a larger potential than like a Pisces, a Virgo, or a Gemini, any of those mutable signs, and that's because Sagittarius rules the moral compass, and that Jupiter influence grants expansion but also luck. So someone with heavy Jupiter influence, they will more likely handle becoming an overnight worldwide sensation better than the other mutable signs. They would handle winning a huge jackpot of a lump sum amount of money better than the other mutable signs. And that just deals with, Virgo. They can repeat certain routines, good or bad. Also, Pisces, that's the opposite side of Virgo. They can repeat some toxic routines, involving drugs, scandals, deception, and things like that. And then you got Gemini. And Gemini is ruled by Mercury, and that rules the nerves, that rules the body, and things like that. So they can really tense up and also have to sedate themselves. So, yes, Sagittarius is one of the most mutable signs that is capable to expand. They just have a large potential to adapt to change and things like that. At 6, I have Sagittarius are known as the smarty pants of the zodiac, okay? And that's just due to, Sagittarius being multifaceted. They're very talented people and they can improvise on the spot, especially if they are an actor, or they can get lucky in their performance if they're trying out something new that they've never done before. They can just get lucky with, making it look really good. Some good examples of that is Sarah Paulson, Samuel L. Jackson, he's a Sagittarius, Regina Hall, Tyra Banks, Miley Cyrus as well. Some of those actors are great examples of Sagittarius. Number 7, Sagittarius can over-exaggerate any situation. So dancing, singing, even speaking. A Sagittarius can overtalk people with their loud voices, and they overdo their performances, especially if a Sagittarius is placed in a talent show. They are going to oversing the lead singer. They'll laugh a little louder. They'll just overdo their part a little more, and that just deals with that Jupiter influence, and also them being a fire sign, them needing to compete. A lot of the fire signs, they like competition. Number 8, Sagittarius are very open-minded and very tolerable of the differences in other people. So Sagittarius can entertain different groups. These people, no matter what the language, the religion, cultural background, it doesn't matter. If they have to perform in front of that group, they're able to do it, and they're able to do it in confidence. Whereas a Leo is used to other people giving them that validation and bouncing back and forth on that. Whereas a Sag, a Sagittarius does not care. A Sag is going to go out there and still perform, still do what they got to do. They may invite some people on stage who can sing the song in a different language, who can sing the song to the crowd that they're performing in their language. So now it's interesting. Now the Sag is learning their song in a new language. So, Sagittarius are very open-minded people, and if you put them in front of a crowd in Australia or London or Latin America, anywhere, they're going to be able to perform and feel comfortable because they are the world travelers. Sagittarius represents that energy. For number 9, Sagittarius represents the 9th house in the zodiac, which involves religion, expansion, luck, travel, abundance, wisdom, philosophy. And with that, that makes them great role models. These people have the potential to be great role models. That just deals with them having great faith and optimism alone. And it's just very entertaining reading or seeing things from a Sagittarius' perspective because they have that great, grand, big picture thinking going on. So the opposite of them is Gemini, where Gemini, they're very detailed, they're focused on the details, and they're very intellectual in that way, whereas Sagittarius, their knowledge is very expansive and they have a lot of wisdom to carry with them. So these people are always very interesting. You want to read their memoirs, you want to pay attention to their interview because they're always going to give you something that you can walk away with that is knowledgeable, something fruitful that you can walk away with. It's just great to see things from a Sagittarius' perspective sometimes, especially if you're in a dark place, because this is a sign of a light. This is a sign of holiness. Unless it's negatively aspected, then these people can have a God complex. They can be on, the lower vibration of Sagittarius and carry some dark traits with them. But naturally, in general, this sign is very optimistic. It's full of a lot of light. Number 10, they're very generous people. And since they're always running into luck, they tend to give other people second chances. Sagittarius are the teachers of the zodiac, so they understand giving people the benefit of the doubt to learn a lesson or get their point across. to gain, some new understanding. These people are truth seekers, so they trust their moral instincts and integrity, and they know right from wrong. They really represent that, and so they're very generous to share that with other people. So those are 10 reasons why Sagittarius are better entertainers than Leo. If you want to argue in the comments, I welcome you to do so. I welcome you to do so, but if you pay attention to the media, there's just a lot of good, reputable Sagittarius out there that really represent, the Sagittarius sign in different ways. So if you guys have this sign, definitely give this video a like. Feel free to check out some other videos on my channel as well. And again, comment below if you disagree with anything that I said. You're welcome to do so. I'm not going to judge. I have my opinion, you have your opinion, and I'm going to respect that. See you guys in my next video, and thank you for watching. Bye.